Hello everyone, my name is El Parnaso, and in today's video I'm gonna show you the best yummy moment of the European Continental Championship. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share the channel with your people so we can grow. Also, don't forget that I still will be updating the best Yummy Fiesmith Masterclass for the meta relevancy and all the updates that I have when it comes to development this deck and all that I've been learning when it comes to the new cards, etc. This is already large, is already over 5 hours of content, and it will be even more. So, give it a shot. Now, let's begin with this. What I really enjoy a lot about this match, this yummy moment, is the circumstances. Because for this yummy, first of all, is round 15. And both of these players are Edge 3. Now, Edge 3 before was kind of shitty when it comes to the top cut expectations, when you consider that you need now the top 8. However, without the draws and only win and loses in the game, Edge 3 is very likely to do actual top cut, even if it is top 8. I made top cut with Edge 3, and I see a lot of people doing so with the new rules, or ever since the new rules. So these two players still have the chance to actually make the top 8 of the European Championship. So this is actually a high stake match still, right? So don't let the Edge 3 in both players fool you here. If any of these one wins, after the tiebreakers, they can make the top 8. So what I like here is first, Yummy Fiesmith showing you that in Europe, it still have a lot of high chances when it comes to high competitive Yu-Gi-Oh games, because here is the European Championship and he has the actual shot to make top 8. Just the tiebreakers will fuck him at this point if he wins the match. So I think this is very good representation of what the deck can still actually do, because the deck is still a tier 1 deck. It's just a skill issue at that point, and that's fine. That's totally fine. We play Yu-Gi-Oh to get more skill. We shouldn't be criticized to discover that something requires more skill than we thought at the beginning. That's the whole point actually. So, However, what I really enjoy about this, even more than what I just told you, is the deck that his opponent is playing. Because a lot of you were saying, or a lot of people were actually telling me directly, that I shouldn't care that much about what I'm going to do if I face a Doom C deck, because after Chaos Origins, most likely people will drop that deck. However, when you consider still that the tournament you're going to play is the Continental Championship, a lot of people were playing Doom C for a while with the specific goal of playing the deck in the European Championship. Also, when you consider that there were guides in MetaFi, don't forget mine too, give it a shot, but there were guides here for Doom C that I think were kind of successful when it comes, very successful when you consider how many people were buying it and how many people were doing promotion for him. Anthony Chu, even Team Samurai giving a shout out in one of his videos and promote the Doom C guide that he was selling. So I think that even though in theory Chaos Origins may drop Doom C players, that doesn't mean that there are a lot of human beings that were preparing with Doom C for this specific event. So for the purpose of this specific event, you can call it the European Championship, the North American Championship, or in my case, the South American Championship. You needed to consider Doom C when it comes to building your deck, because when you play Yummy Fiesmith, Doom C is your worst matchup. And this can happen to you, because you can see this is literally what happened to Luigi. Not only that, he lost the dice roll. So the situation is even tougher, because your opponent just drasts your ass and you're losing. You're basically losing. So here he's dropping the Ash Blossom in a very key choke point, which is the Riders. And, praying for them to not have anything else, but he actually have the literal searcher for the deck. So now he's just going to do all his shit, right? And obviously, as you can see, he's going to lose. Because again, the Doom C board, especially when you consider the Drastrius, and basically just the Drastrius to be honest, is something that is gonna beat your ass. So you can see here that a lot of you may be thinking, oh, I'm not gonna face Doom C, so what I'm going to take about that deck because it's very unlikely. But remember, if something it don't have a 0% chance, it can always happen because you actually don't know how many of the percentage of that specific event happening is the ones that are going to happen to you. You literally don't know. So you better be prepared for that. If Doom C is your worst matchup, right? So this is something that I really like. Like this guy is in the specific position of having the chance to make top 8 at the Continental Championship, but now he has to beat a match that he may not be prepared for because of this kind of logic that I saw was very popular for a lot of people to disregard Doom C even though you are playing Jamie Fiensmith. So now, how is he going to deal with this situation? Well, first, kudos to him. He's not crashing out. He's not losing to himself right now. He's just, focused, trying to do his shit. And he's gonna do it. Like, this is just the shit that you know. Like the combo lines, right? There is a Santa Claus there because Brandon is using the Santa Claus. However, as you may expect, when you are going first against the Doom C, as long as you focus on them not having Doom C cards face up on the field, you are basically going to win. Without Doom C cards face up on the field, there is no Drastra. If there is no Drastra, there is no Drastrus. And everything else the Doom C deck does against you, like, it's just like bullshit. Shit that you can deal with it, like, even just with the Fiensmith shit. So you get my point here. Like here, you're just going to see him actually winning, right? So let's just go for single tree. Now, this is what I wanted to show. The actual moment that I really enjoyed the most is the single tree, because now, yeah, you can say, okay, like the Brandon won the dice roll, he just made the Drastrius and he beat him. Luigi then made the usual Jamie Fiensmith board and he beat him. But now with single tree, the Jamie Fiensmith player is going second again. So here we will finally see how much prepared was Luigi against decks like Doom C for this specific event. So now we are just seeing the plays, right? Like he's just going to make the Drastrius that already hit the board, which is very... No, I'm sorry, the other one, the level 4. And now he's doing all his shit, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's going to Baylor the Power Patron monster, so he don't have that many extension. However, this is still going to do all his shit. Well, not all his shit. Like you can see, you can make the argument that Brandon, I don't know what the fuck he did. He just leave a Barudros right there against just one Baylor. You can criticize that. However, we are all humans at the end, and what I would rather focus more is in what happens next here in Luigi's turn, because you're going to see what is my favorite Yummy moment right here and right now. He's going to activate Dark Ruler no more. Now, if you sit down and you think about it, there is literally 0 tier 1 decks that you should be worried about to the point that you are putting Dark Ruler no more, because Dark Ruler isn't fulfilling any kind of purpose against them. Like against Kultun, they can just negate it with the Salem by chaining the quick spell. Against Branded, like they don't care about the effects of their monsters on the field. They have Fallen of Alba's ways to summon it with the spells and with monsters in the graveyard, so they don't care. They are more spell trap based anyways. Like these other decks like Blitzkrieg obviously don't care because they are not on the field. The Ritual and Darkness are unaffected and they use more spell traps than anything. Etc. Like you can see how Dark Ruler is basically a very shitty card right now. Like what are you're going to put Dark Ruler against Sky Striker, Mitsurugi, even against the tier 2 decks that you may be thinking the Ruler is shit, right? But why Luigi still has the Dark Ruler no more option in the side deck? Because he, or at least this is my wild guess, he is respecting the possible chance of you facing Doom C. And because he thought about that possibility, he decided that the best card against the Doom C was from the realm of options the Yummy Fiendsmith can play will be the Dark Ruler no more. And if that weren't enough, what I really enjoy about that is that technically the Dark Ruler is to negate the Drastrius, and in such a way that any of the other interruptions the Doom C may left you can actually protect him. Like Barudras can respond to that ruler, like Regulus can respond to that ruler. The spell canceller can prevent that ruler, but with just the Baylor you are avoiding the chance of them ever making the full combo. So that's also an idea that I explain in the guide and etc. for the ratios and blah blah blah. But the point here is that that ruler no more is also an exchangeable card even in the one-on-one trade with your board, the boss monsters of your opponents. In this case, you can see that yes, there was no Drastrius, there was no Drastria, but the Dark Ruler still has a function in the sense of exchanging itself with Barudras, which is a boss disruption from the Doom C deck. So you can see how even though the Dark Ruler is not fulfilling the main purpose here, by you trying to put the Dark Ruler with that main purpose, you are also fulfilling with that very same card the other possible mini scenarios that you may face against that main purpose. In this case, the secondary purpose will be, or one of the secondary purpose will be, to be able to exchange with the Barudras. And now the Barudras isn't doing absolutely fucking nothing, right? So the diversity of usefulness that a Yummy Fiendsmith player can have thanks to adding and making the choice to put that ruler no more in the side deck by thinking of the chance that they may face a Doom C player and they may lose for not having good options in the side deck, like that ruler no more, is something very entertaining to see. Look, you can see that there is a lot to analyze here just by looking at the choosings of the cards, specifically right here, the Dark Ruler no more, and how much they can actually pay you or how much you can get rewarded for you preparing yourself really good and really diligently before the tournament, making actual environment analysis. So this is what I wanted to showcase you. It's really sad that at the end Luigi didn't make top 8 just because of the tiebreakers. It is what it is. But you can see how Yummy Fiendsmith can actually do a lot of tier 1 shit even beyond my region. It can do it in your region too. It can do it in North America too. I can bet my ass it can. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and share the channel with your people. Bye bye.